Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another analysis video. On the agenda tonight we have Tommy Emmanuel, and this leads on quite nicely from the videos that I've done over the last few nights because Chet Atkins was a major influence on Tommy growing up. So this is going to be Classical Gas, originally by Mason Williams. This is going to be Tommy's version of it, so let's get Tommy up on screen and see how he gets on. I'm just going to stop it there because this is one of those videos that I'm just going to keep watching and forget to comment on it. But also the fact that there's so much in here, I could be analysing this for the next 10 years. Just the intro, just wind it back to the beginning, have a little listen to that run in the intro. Even that, just getting that run down really cleanly and concisely like Tommy does here is a massive mission in itself. What I love about Tommy is that he's so expressive when he plays. A lot of players who play top technical stuff, which this is, they sit very still, have to concentrate very hard on their playing. Tommy's the kind of guy that he's got it all down so well, he can now start to express and get into the performance. As I mentioned, I could talk about this video for years, but just a quick breakdown of Tommy's style and the way that he's playing. He's got the thumb pick, which I mentioned in the other country videos that I did. And even though Tommy's associated with country and country fingerstyle, there's so many different aspects to his playing, like jazz and classical in there. What's interesting is the fact that Tommy throws his thumb over the top of the guitar, and you'll see this with a lot of players, really top-end players, that always throw their thumb over the top to supply the root note of chords. The advantage with this is that you can play root notes and lead at the same time, so you can really fill out the sound. And you'll find that players that mix those styles of classical and jazz and country style, they adapt their techniques in order to play exactly what they want to play. Like here, Tommy can throw that thumb over the top, get the root notes and get the lead at the same time, really getting a cool sound and getting that sound of two lines going on at the same time. But then if you want to, you can throw that thumb behind the fretboard as well and just get into those more classical positions. So he's really got everything at his disposal here. He's worked at so many different ways of playing. So that's one thing to look out for here, is when his thumb comes over the top to supply those root notes, and also when it drops back behind into that more classical position. And also, of course, look at that right hand and the amount of work that's going on, and just the fact that the synchronization is so good. It always is with these guys that play a lot of country music. They haven't got any effects to hide in, I've said it before, so everything has got to be absolutely spot on. Let's get into a little bit more of Tommy's playing and see where he takes it from here. quick thing to look out for here. See how Tommy's thumb is not moving, but he's moving the chord shapes. So the dexterity he's got going on there is really impressive. If you didn't see it, you can rewind it a little bit, but just check that out. It is so cool. I'm just going to stop it there as well to mention the fact that Tommy's bar chords and the way that he's playing around with lead notes whilst holding down bar chords, if you do play acoustic guitar, you'll know how hard it is to get that clean sound whilst holding down a bar chord and get clean lead notes whilst you're holding down that chord shape. And having that contemporary thumb over the top as well, it means that he can start to blend techniques, and that's why he is so good, because a lot of classical players never dream of having their thumb over the top because it's not what they're taught to do. Whereas with Tommy, because he doesn't read music, he doesn't write music, and you find this with a lot of great musicians, is that they've found their own way to make music and they've never been constrained by anyone else's teaching methods. So you'll find that they start to blend lots of different techniques, and it's almost like taking the best of each style. So you'd have a classical hand position where it now means you can play all classical scales and all the different chord voicings and get it really nice and accurate. But then you might want to play lead and a little bit of rhythm at the same time, where you need the thumb over the top. And of course, if you went to a classical teacher, they wouldn't teach you that. Whereas if you just try it all yourself, you come up with your own technique, your own style. And sometimes you're going to get a lot more of an interesting result from going down your own path rather than going down the path that everyone else has gone down. You can imagine there's a road where every guitarist has gone down, and there's like millions of people at the end of the road saying, "Oh, hi, I know exactly what you know." Whereas it's those players that don't follow that path and go down their own path, and there's only them on that road. There's nobody at the end of it. So this is how players like Tommy get that great individual sound and the combination of techniques. I don't want this video to go on for too long, but let's just squeeze in a little bit more of Tommy's playing. And there we go, there it is. What an amazing performance. And a little bit in there as well, the different strumming techniques that Tommy's got. He's got pretty much everything that you could ever need or want. And the way that he throws it all in together and striking the body of the guitar to get that percussive sound. I'm sure everyone watching this has seen other guitarists do that, but Tommy then blends that in with all these other styles and all these other techniques that he's absolutely mastered. But to get this good, you know, ideally you got to start when you're a kid and put in those hours, just daily practice year on year. And Tommy certainly did that. I know that when he was 6, he was technically a professional musician because he was out playing with his family. So he's been playing a hell of a long time, but he's just endlessly picked away at his own style and his own technique. So Tommy Emmanuel, what a great player. And I know that his name comes up with country finger style, but just take a look at this video to see those transitions between that classical hand position and also that that contemporary position over the top with the thumb. He's got so many different styles and techniques going on there is massively impressive, and the way he can throw it in so expressively. But thank you so much for suggesting this video for me to take a look at. Keep those suggestions coming in the comments below and let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!